What is up, guys? Subziarch here, and today I'm going to be talking about something that is immensely important in jungling in League of Legends, and it's something that I think a lot of people, especially lower elo junglers, tend to ignore because it's not really at the forefront of what you're thinking about when you're jungling. It's something in the back of your mind, and also it's a habit that a lot of people fall into that puts them far behind in the jungle. So I'll say that this tip did help Tarzan hit rank 1 season 6, which is an achievement that he's still coasting based off of, and he's like the most popular jungler in the world, at least on, Twitch and YouTube because of this. And it's something that helps you path efficiently. It allows you to get the most out of every second that you're spending either in the jungle or outside of the jungle, which is incredibly important as jungle, because one of the main issues with lower elo junglers is that they'll spend lots of time walking back and forth. They don't know exactly which lane to gank or when to gank those lanes. And if you can know when to gank a lane, it's actually hugely important because it'll allow you to get to that lane faster than the enemy jungler or get out of that lane before the enemy jungler has time to counter gank. Whereas if you're spending a bunch of time waiting, not only are you low on efficiency, so while you're doing nothing, the enemy jungler might be farming a camp and getting a level lead on you, but when you go to a lane, you're still going to be matching that jungler there at the same time, except you're going to be down in levels. So the tip is know the value of farm in the jungle for the current season and use it to balance ganking and farming. Now, what the hell does that mean? What is the value of farm in the current season? Well, as we've seen in the history of the jungle in League of Legends, farm actually changes value each season. We can definitely tell this because if you know how Tarzan hit rank 1 near the end of season 6, it was because he played a super farm heavy style on champions like Graves, just full clearing his jungle, then ganking, full clearing his jungle again, then ganking, which would allow him to get levels ahead of other junglers who weren't full clearing their jungle, who are going, red, blue, Gromp, or any other small camp, and then ganking top or something like that. And if the gank doesn't work, then they're hugely far behind. Not because they did a level 3 gank, but because in that meta, a level 3 gank was actually inefficient in comparison to just farming up your jungle, getting level 6, and then destroying the laners who are only, level 5 at the time. So that's how Tarzan managed to hit rank 1 with this tip, and how you can manage to climb with this tip is look at the value of farm in the jungle right now. And some people might call the difference between farming a lot and ganking a lot a style difference, but there's always a most efficient way to play the game. And I'll say this because I've looked at a lot of gameplay analysis by high-ranked junglers like Tarzan or really strong analysts like LS, and they'll say different things about farming the jungle. Like LS will say, don't finish doing a camp if there's a lane that needs ganking. If you're doing Raptors and mid's getting ganked, you need to go to mid immediately and don't finish the Raptors. Whereas in an older video of Tarzan's, he said, no, finish those Raptors, finish Grom, finish whatever camp you're on, and then go gank. You need that XP. And the reason that there's this difference between two incredibly knowledgeable players is that they were basing their advice off of different styles of jungling that worked during different times. So yes, there are different styles, but different styles are more efficient during different metas. So Tarzan was basing his advice in a meta where it was always best to clear as many camps as possible and then gank. And LS was basing his advice off of a time when it doesn't matter if you clear the camp. You're not going to get a ton of XP off of it. You need to be ganking as soon as possible. Now, how do we figure out what the meta exactly is? Especially if I'm a low-ranked jungler, how am I going to know if ganking or farming is the best style of jungle and how to balance that with my ganks? Well, there are a few ways you can do this. The first is to just listen what pro/challenger level junglers are saying, because a ton of them will usually come out and talk about what the correct style is. I remember distinctly that Tarzan made his video with Acadian about how junglers are just in the dumpster now. They're probably the least impactful role in the game besides support, or maybe even lower impact than support. And then a few days later, he said, actually, junglers still have a lot of impact. I was just thinking about it the wrong way. You have to play the spam ganking junglers like Elise and Lee Sin. Him saying that is a clear indication of what the meta is, and he's definitely going to be knowledgeable about this because he's a high-ranked jungler, though. You know, he starts on a new account every week, so it's really hard to tell exactly what rank he is, but we know that he can climb incredibly quickly out of the jungle, that he got rank 1 in Season 6, that he's knowledgeable about how the jungle works and how pathing works. So if you listen to these players who are really knowledgeable about pathing, you can figure out exactly what the most efficient style of jungling is. Another way, which is a little different, is just going to op.gg, looking up the highest ranked junglers in your region, and looking at their CS per minute. So if we scroll down here, we're in Dar's match history. He's challenger rank 5 right now playing jungle. If you look at his most recent games, 6.2 CS per minute, 3.1 CS per minute, 3.5 CS per minute, 4.5 CS per minute. Now, we'll take into account that Ivern generally has lower CS per minute just because of the fact that when he takes golems, he only gets 2 CS from it, and from the fact that that's just going to deflate his CS naturally because other junglers are going to be getting more off of that camp. So if we take that and bring it into line with other CS per minutes, he's at about 3.5 to 4.5 CS per minute on games that end late, and games that end early, he's at like 5 to 6. So that's the amount of CS that you should be aiming for as a player. This is just a general tip that helps you look at the efficiency of how you should be playing the jungle, what items you should be buying. So, for example, we can also look at the amount of control wards that he buys and see, am I buying too many pinks or am I buying too few? He buys 3 to 4 on Elise, maybe 1 to 2 some games. So generally not exceeding that 4 control ward limit. Though he buys 8 on Lee Sin just because control wards are stronger on Lee Sin, especially because it seems that he didn't go the tracker's knife in this game. So just looking at pro junglers op.ggs and copying them is actually a really good way of understanding what the most efficient method of winning games in the jungle is right now. And I would say it's probably the best way to learn what these patterns are that are the most efficient in the current meta. So hopefully you guys got a lot out of this video. I tried to compact as much information into a small time space because I don't want to keep these videos super long, but I feel like there's a lot I have to say on this matter and a lot more that I'll be going over in other videos because I can't cover the entire jungle in one video. So with that, I hope you guys enjoyed. It would be a great help if you could subscribe to me on YouTube and follow me on my Twitch channel, which will be in the description, because I'm trying to YouTube more, stream more, and make all of this, grow in order to help other people and spread my knowledge, because I feel like I have a lot of knowledge about the game, and this is the best way to spread it. So, yep, YouTube, Twitch in the description, hit the like button, all that stuff. I'll see you guys in the next video.